Hello, and thank you for watching my video. This is another in the series looking at how you can make gold in Guild Wars 2, and today we're actually going to take a step back to something that we used to do back over a year ago, before events like the Silverwastes and Dry Top came out, so pretty much before Living World Season 2. We actually were doing lots of events in ore. Now, I'm not going to be focused on event chains or farming ore events in this video. That's actually going to be a follow-up video, and that will concern events like Plinks or the Eye of Zaitan, those type of event chains. Today, we're actually going to look at the ore temple events, and that's going to be the temples of Grenth and Melandru in Cursed Shore, and Dwayna and Lissa in Malkor's Leap. I've actually deliberately left off Balthazar off this list because it's not as profitable and takes much more effort and coordination than the other 4 temple events. The only upside for that, for the Balthazar event, is that you actually have the opportunity to acquire obsidian shards from the vendor at the end of the Balthazar event chain. But for making actual profit, it's not too impressive. So let's talk about the temple events we have. We'll start off with Malkor's Leap. You actually get Lissa is a nice fun event to actually do. You do get a big reward chest, a glorious chest at the end of the event, and you also get a little shaky chest as well. So it's one of those events that it's worth doing because you do have the option to get high-end loot. There always will be an option to get a precursor, but you know, the chances are pretty low. And you will generally get a lot of people doing it. Obviously, it gives people that haven't done the event before a Grandmaster trait as well. However, that is going to be phased out, obviously, with the new way that traits are going to be working. So this isn't too profitable compared to, say, Dwayna. And Dwayna is very, very popular and has a very good reason as to why people do Dwayna events. The Dwayna start event is a fairly long event because you start off and you've got to get the scholar to the temple. You've then got to go and escort Malkor after defeating sort of a mini statue of Dwayna. And then you actually get Malkor and he puts a curse on the statue and you have to defeat that. So after you defeated that statue, you again get this massive chest and another shaky chest. And you've got this option to acquire some very, very high-end loot. And this, like items that we get, is actually to do with the Acolyte of Dwayna collection. It's a rare collection, and some of the items in there can go for 80 to 100 gold. So it's a very, very good event to farm because if you get one of those, you're going to make a huge amount of profit. It also, as long as you have somebody, perhaps maybe a guildie, calling out that Dwayna's going to be up soon, you can get in there for that last bit of the event and tag in and kill and get the rewards from that. So the actual Malkor's Leap events are good, but they're not as good as the Cursed Shore events. So let's start off with Melandru, and you'll see in the background here me doing Melandru. Melandru has several stages. Again, it's a long event chain, and each part of the event chain really does give you the option to have some substantial loot from this temple event. And you actually get to fight several bosses. You get to fight sort of the priest of Balthazar, and then you actually have to defend sort of the temple. As you're defending it, you'll fight several champions. So you get champion bags from this. You'll get multiple enemies, giving you huge amounts of loot that obviously tier 5 and tier 6. Again, it's making it extremely profitable. And one Melandru temple run can really set you a couple of gold at least. Especially if you get a couple of powerful bloods, bam, you're well in the money there. And so the Melandru events are a very, very good one, but it doesn't come close to my favourite event, and I find the Grenth Temple event is the best way to make money and make gold from ore, from the ore temple events. Because again, there's several stages where you have to escort one of the you have to escort an NPC, and you kill off like one of the champ bosses. That's sort of the risen priest of Grenth, I believe. That might be slightly different. I'm just going from memory here. But when you defeat him, you've got huge amounts of enemies that will spawn, and it really is a tag fest. If you can get, for example, the Guardian staff very, very good at tagging lots of enemies, because they're all normal enemies. If there's a Zerg of about 30 to 40 people, you're going to swarm and kill so many enemies. Not only that, they'll upscale the event, so you'll get champs spawning, meaning more and more champion bags, and it really is a fantastic event to get a huge amount of loot. And that's what you're going to be seeing in the footage of the background, that me actually in these temples getting a lot of loot. In fact, it was so much loot I actually had to, fortunately I brought along a merchant and I had to sell some stuff before I could collect all my loot. These temple events are very, very good ways of acquiring T6 materials. Now, I'm not going to say it's the best way, okay? All I'll say is it's an option. And I would say that you are likely to earn several gold from doing these temple events. On an average run, I mean, if you sell everything, you will earn several gold from these temple events. And, you know, if you did the whole lot, 20 minutes at max, you could get several gold out of that. Obviously, when you're going to compare the gold, you've got to look at, you know, obviously how much dungeon runs take, and you've got to make sure that you actually get in there for the event. But these events are still ways in Guild Wars 2 when you can make a lot of gold from this. So those of you who've gone to the Silverwastes is a fantastic way to make gold. Dungeons are a fantastic way to make gold. Skill points are a great way to make gold. But the temple events in Ore are also other ways in which you can earn a lot of gold. And it's definitely worth keep coming back to these events, because generally they're still pretty popular. And they're worth actually getting those T6 materials, which are the main key in building, obviously, legendaries. Feel free to leave any comments you have if you feel that, or you disagree with me and you don't think that these are events, or if you do agree with me and you think that, you know, that they're probably not getting as much love as what they used to. Feel free to leave that in the comment section, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.